One thing I really pride myself is just really how far I've fucking come along my journey and how much I have stayed consistent to the effort that is growth. And yes, sometimes I give up, I'm not gonna lie. But I also still always try my best to get back on the ball and get back to rolling and just doing my best to reflect on my life story. So I'm gonna share a story time about like, I guess growing up and like where I came from and how life was. So let's get started. I grew up very clearly neurodivergent and autistic. Like, I used to run around fucking throwing my head against the fucking wall. My favorite toy when I was 4 years old was some toilet paper and a fan. I would sit in front of it with like four pieces of it, and I would like just like have it and just sit in front of it and just watch it fly. And I would do that for like hours on fucking end. Like literally when I was 5 years old, that's 4 or 5 years old, that's all you needed to do to really entertain me. Just sit me in front of a fan and a fucking piece of toilet paper or my Xbox, real shit. And so, growing up, I came from an environment where, like, I remember I was very much, I used to, like, love hair. First of all, I love hair. Now it's really, really hot, and I don't have the energy to do my own fucking hair. I want to wear braids. I want to have shit like that. But, like, girl, I live in New Mexico. It's hot as balls. But that's not the point right now. I remember, like, when I was a kid, I used to wear, like, T-shirts over my fucking head. That's how I knew, like, growing up, I knew I was, like, a woman, or, like, I should have been born. Because I refused to leave the house. And this is like just like a short like phase of life, but like for a while when I was younger, like 3, 4, like when I was like coming into me as a personality, I would put T-shirts over my head and I would make that my wig. I would call it my wig. I would call it my hair. And I would not leave the house without it. Like that was my hair. Like, bitch, give me my inches now. Bitch, bust down me now. And so that's just like how I knew that I was like different growing up. You know what I mean? And then especially like as I got like older, I like had crushes on women, but I more so view them as like my girlfriends. Like, you know what I mean? There was one girl I like thought I had a crush on, but I think I just thought she was like really cool and I just wanted to hang out around. But where things got like tricky with like growing up, I also knew to kind of hide that version of myself. Like my dad was very much like a guy that came from, you know, Chicago, and born in the 1960s, moved to Chicago when he was a kid, was like a part of like the last like generation of like children workers that like were like out in like, I don't know if it was like what field or like what like mine, I don't know what the fuck work he did, but he was a part of like that last generation of children that was like really like getting up and like working with the fucking family. Like he was a part of that shit. And bitch, being no tranny or being nothing like that, being queer, none of that sissy shit, that shit was not fucking, that was not going for it, you know what I mean? So I learned very, very fucking quickly, alright, bitch, like, hide who you are, bitch, they ain't fucking with that. I remember even as a kid, they told me to my face, they didn't know what to do with me. Like, they didn't know, I didn't like none of the shit my dad liked, I didn't like sports, I didn't like, especially football, I didn't like football or basketball, I didn't like none of that shit too much. I tried to, as I got older, because I was like, I want people to like me, I want to be, like, liked by people, but, girl, that didn't, girl. So yeah, I learned how to hide myself and like how vastly different and very fucking queer I was. And I remember this one story time in particular. My dad, okay, I remember my laundry wasn't like washed, it was like dirty or whatever. And like my sister had like these like long john, like little like these like long john like pants or whatever. And I was like, okay, like I'll wear those. And like they look like little like leggings. And I'll never forget my weird ass fucking dad. He fucking got mad as fuck at me and my sister and made me and her go and trade go grab like a pair of our underwears and then trade and put it on. And was like, well, how do you feel? Da 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 da. Like just being overall just really weirdly like misogynistic. First of all, why the fuck are you mad at me, a kid, for wearing my sister's pants because I don't have any other fucking clothes? You want me to walk around in my panties? Like the fuck? But like my dad, it was just weird shit like that. And like there was another situation he did that to me when I was 13, but like we'll get there another time. So it's just like that in-rooted like hatred towards anything feminine was there, especially like as a man. Like you were not supposed to be fucking feminine at all in the house. And I remember like growing up, my dad used to always tell me at one point, you're gonna become the man of the house, you're gonna become the man of the house, you're gonna become the man of the house one day. And I remember growing up, I used to take that seriously because I wanted my dad to be proud of me. Like I wanted my dad to look at me and see like a son that like he'd want to be proud of. You know what I mean? Like every little boy wants that from their dad. And so I remember I remember just kind of like trying to like masculinize myself. That literally, I'm telling you, bitch, it never fucking worked. Like bitch, I know for a fact I was never masculine. Like, wait, did I say I tried to feminize myself? I don't know which one. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Like, I never gave masculine. It never gave. But I tried really, really hard to like fit in for the validation aspect of my family and my dad, because I really, really wanted that love. Like, I wanted that proof of like, damn, like I'm enough, you know? Like, even though sometimes they don't know what to say to me, they don't know how to talk to me, they don't know like what to do with me, I'm still manly enough for your love. Right. And it's like, looking back, I shouldn't have ever had to like compete or like change myself or alter myself because of someone's ignorance or lack of understanding of the world around them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just another conversation. So I just learned very, very young that at school, bitch, that's gonna be my playground. Bitch, that's gonna be where the fuck I'm gonna be me at. And at home, I'll put on a little character. I'll act. I'll know how to play my role. I'll deliver my little lines and everything. You know what I mean? And so I remember this. First of all, this is just a story about like my life in general, just certain things I'm remembering right now. Okay, there was this time in middle school when I was really, really, really fucking depressed. Actually, I think we're gonna end up getting into like the story about the second time he did that to me. So there was a time I was really, really fucking depressed in middle school, and I was an attention seeker, like really, really bad. And I also think that attention seeking should be viewed as a form of like needing help. Like, I think that we should be viewing attention seeking as a cry for help. But anyway, I remember I told people at school that I was really depressed and I tried to kill myself and which I didn't, but I wanted to. Like, the urge was there. I wanted to. And I remember I like told people, and then ended up telling like the nurse, or like not the nurse, what the fuck, the fucking the guidance counselor at my school, and then they ended up calling home or whatever. I don't even think they told me that they were calling my mom or my dad. Oh wait, no, they did. No, they fully did. Anyway, they ended up calling him or whatever, and he was like mad as fuck about that. Like, mad as fuck. I remember I came home that day and he was like, so you try to kill yourself? Like, is that what we're doing? Da da da. And I remember he put fucking anti-diarrhea pills in my hand. Now, I didn't know what the fuck they were. I just thought that they were fucking pills. And I remember, like, he fucking put pills in my hand. He was like, well, if you want to go that fucking bad, you can go. Like, made it seem like nobody would give a fuck if I was gone. Like, literally. And I think that is where a major part of me, like, really finds that dysfunction comes from. And I think that struggle to really feel like I matter comes from is because in that moment, you couldn't pay me to believe that I was cared about. like I remember I was like crying. I was like, no, I don't want to go. Like, please don't watch me die in front of you. Like, you know? And granted, like, it was anti-diarrhea pills. So it's like, bitch, probably the worst I would have had is like a really bad stomach cramp on a bad day. You know what I mean? But like, still, it's the imagery. Like, you poured that shit in my hand so casually, bitch. Like, it was just like, do it. And you thought I was just gonna pop them bitches in my mouth in front of you? Like, it's like the scare tactic worked, but not the way you think. Like, I don't know. So that just fucked with me for a while, and I think that just pushed me into a further depression. Because it's kind of like, it pushed me to a further depression, but also made me want to live out of spite. Because it's like, well, nobody gives a fuck if I left, but bitch, somebody don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, I just like kept living out of spite. I don't know what the fuck that was. Like, I guess I'm still unpacking what the fuck even was that, you know? I don't know. Come back for part 2 if you guys want.